ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ jùmọ̀ kọ orin ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àwa ni ògo adúláwọ̀.
Ẹ kálẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi káàkiri orígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbáláyé. Mo kí yín pé ẹ kú dédé ìwòyí, ẹ kú bójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí, ẹ kú ìfọmọnìyàn ṣe. Ètò talẹ́ yìí ó máa yàtọ̀ díẹ̀ nítorí pé a máa kúrò ní orílẹ̀-èdè wa Yoruba Nation. A máa lọ wo àwọn nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ káàkiri orígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbáláyé, pàápàá jùlọ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ níbi tí rògbòdìyàn ti wà ní ilẹ̀ Europe báyìí. One is the first time there's a problem in Europe for so many years. Ṣùgbọ́n ká tó lọ sínú ètò yẹn, àwọn nǹkan kan wà tí mo fẹ́ kí a jọ leverage on nálẹ̀, ká jọ fi ọgbọ́n àgbà wò, ká jọ fi ojú inú wò, ká jọ wò bó ṣe rí, ká jọ wò bó ṣe lọ. Nǹkan tí màá fi hàn yín, àfihàn nǹkan tí màá fi hàn yín, màá rí dájú pé kò ju bí ìṣẹ́jú méjì àbí mẹ́ta lọ, èyí tó máa jẹ́ pé òun ló máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ètò tòní kí n tó lọ sínú ohun tí a fẹ́ sọ gangan dáadáa. Torí nǹkan tá a fẹ́ sọ yẹn, mo fẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn mi, pàápàá jùlọ àwọn tèmi, ẹ̀yin tèmi tẹ́ tí ń wọlé, mo kì í pé ẹ káàbọ̀, kí a jọ fi ojú inú wo nǹkan tí arákùnrin yìí sọ, kí a jọ fi ọ̀rọ̀ jomitoro ọ̀rọ̀ lórí rẹ̀ díẹ̀ kó tó di pé a lọ sínú ètò tòní dáadáa. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wo àwòrán yìí ká gbọ́ nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
And I think that we should also remind ourselves as Muslims and as citizens that we owe it to ourselves, because we know that this country deserves better than we have been giving ourselves. We know that. To employ someone who has the competence to do the job and who can be trusted. Now, if we go and choose leaders who are not competent because they give us money or personal interest, and I keep saying to my brothers in Tijaniya, we should stop praying for people who come to us to say, come and pray for me to be governor, come and pray for me to be president. They go and give people money to go and read the Quran for them. We should look at all the candidates. We should choose the people that we think are competent and honest, and then we decide who we want to pray for, not who comes to us with money or who comes to us to beg us, whether or not they come for us. And we should go and vote for them, and then we should pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that our sincere belief that these are the people who are in the best interests of our nation should be borne fruit. But to be honest, this country we are living on extra time. In 2015, we were in a deep hole. In 2023, we will be in an even much deeper hole than in 2015. The chat.
In 2015, they were in a deep hole. In 2023, okay, my lord change here. In 2015, they were in a deeper hole. Then in 2023, they're gonna be in a shit hole. Maybe that is why the emir is supposed to say. I've watched this man's some of his video for some time, and I find out he's very outspoken. Like what Obasanjo just said in the last few days, that 43 million youth that are unemployed, that are not in schools, they are terrorists of tomorrow. This man as well is very outspoken, and he said, I quote him, we are in a deep hole in 2015 when we elected President Muhammadu Buhari, and whoever we're gonna they're going to appoint, if we let them in 2023, they're gonna be in more shit hole, because it's going to be so bad that only God can solve the problem. And God will not come from heaven to solve the problem, because there's no truth in so many of us. There's no truth in so many of us. And that will takes me to what we want to talk about today. Because what we want to talk about today is what is happening on the world stage, in the world scene. And I would really want us to actually talk about it together. It's not GoFundMe, or is something else that we're using now. The new one, I will pin the new one on the chat now, so that I'm gonna try and pin it straight away. Okay, I'm going to actually take it away from where it is now and put it at the top, so that it's not buried right underneath the program. Let's try and take it to the top where everybody will see it better. Yep, not there. Okay, let's take this one off. Okay, so I'm going to put it here as well, and I'll try and pin it. The give that our own Mayigun General organized is still ongoing. Please don't look at it as an option. Look at it as a necessity that you have to be part of it. Okay, let's go into today's program. You can see the title: Yoruba Nation, Nigeria, Donetsk and the other one, and Ukraine. So Russia invasion of Ukraine for the liberation of the people of Donetsk and Luhansk as an independent state. How can we leverage on this for the self-determination of Yoruba Nation, since United Nations UN has failed and are not ready to give ear to our plea for a peaceful referendum? Is it a case of paradigm shift from the norms, a new world order? Is this something that will be happening from time to time now? Is this something that's going to happen now? Is this something that will be something that happen every day now? Is it a case of fish eat fish? According to a CNN post quoting President Vladimir Putin, on the reason why Russia is invading Ukraine. The two self-proclaimed People's Republic of Donetsk and Luhansk in the breakaway Ukrainian region of Donbas, which he had officially recognized as independent less than 2 days before, has turned to a Russia with a request for help. He said to answer that call, he was launching a special military operation. His purpose to demilitarize and demassify Ukraine. What does all this mean? What does it say to us? Okay, let's look at it this way. Imagine President Putin also declaring the southwest Yoruba region and the eastern region of the IPOB free, an independent state from the shackles of Hausa Fulani Republic of Nigeria. How will you welcome this news, my fellow Indigbo and Oduduwa sons and daughters, at home and in the diaspora? Let's not forget that the United Nations has failed in our official and primary role of settling dispute among nations, as they have become a toothless bulldog and an organization for the highest bidder only. They don't care about the wishes and aspirations of lesser states or regions that have been crying for their own independence for many years till date, especially when they are being marginalized, when they are being turned into slavery. Regions such as Catalonia, Biafra, Yoruba Nation, Palestine, Iranian Kurdis, Ogboniland, Tibet, and so on and so forth. I would like our listeners, you, my friend, my people on the show tonight, I would like you to call in and let's rub mind on the above. Don't you think it's high time we write Putin of Russia to come to our aid too, if it's possible? I don't think that's possible. But because we're not the highest bidder, President Putin gave some scenario that the world gave Russia an undertaking that NATO will never come close to Russia land, and Ukraine wanted to join NATO, and the man is probably protecting himself in advance. What we're hearing on the media, true, false, I don't know. I don't want to comment about that. But there's so many things going on in the world today that we have to be very, very careful about and take it with a pinch of salt. What I'm talking about now, you must be very, very careful with it. You must take it with a pinch of salt. You must do your own research. Don't take what I'm saying now as a gospel. This is my opinion. This is how I see things. This is how I imagine. This is my own opinion. Because when we look at it properly, there are so many countries who are part of UNPO today. UNPO was formed in February 1991 by 4 different people who want liberation from their masters. And all these people, all these 4 countries has never gained independence. So are we saying that UNPO is toothless? Number one. Are we saying the best way to go about this, to solve our problem, is to go another route entirely, where things can probably work for us? Because at the moment, things are not working for anybody. I have my father, my own very, very father, who wants to get involved in this program. Baba Jala, Ekalesa.
Hello.
Ekudidi.
Are you just doing this program?
I'm just starting, sir.
I would have wanted you not to take the approach of Putin and Ukraine. If you know the history behind it, it's not comparable with what is happening in Africa, including Nigeria.
No, we're not comparing it. We were saying, is it a dog eat dog? If you
look at the history of Europe in the
last 40 years, Baba. Baba, eba useless, sir. Okay. Now we can hear you better now, sir.
You see, I would wish that you consulted me before you started this program, because there are other things to discuss. You try to compare our issue with Ukraine and Putin. Putin had decided a long time that he wants to Sovietize
some few countries. Yes.
That's what is in mind. And that's why he has also got the Belarus and the other smaller countries who are supposed to be independent to cover them down under his ambit. That's not what we want. And I don't want us to say we want to consult.
No, we won't consult. We won't consult them because number one, he doesn't have interest in our own land. One of the things he has, he might probably be doing what he's doing now for his own security of his own state. But even if that's what he wants to do,
apart from that, the security issue that Putin is running after, it's not there. What he is wanting to do, he has never wanted Soviet Union to break up.
Yeah,
he was one of the key Stasi members in Eastern Germany. There he left with his tail behind him, if you look at his history. And he has decided, right from the time Yeltsin left, he has decided to become a para, if you look at his history. So I'm not supporting the West, but neither am I supporting somebody who is trying to deny people their own sovereignty.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He took, you see, a church in Crimea.
Crimea, yeah.
For a long time was not part of Soviet Union. There was Crimea was several hundreds of years ago when the British defeated the Russians.
Yeah.
That's Putin puts in mind. If you look at the south of this Regent Street, there's a Crimean War memorial there.
Benza.
It's about what happened those years. So Putin is forcing his own personal interest and trying to convince his people that they should go back to the old Soviet Union.
And his people are against this because they're protesting in Russia, in Moscow at the moment.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. So we should not bring our issue with them or even the UNPO. What has happened is that we have not organized ourselves properly because there are so many organizations trying to say they are the ones representing the Yoruba sovereignty, not Yoruba Nation. So they don't even understand that it's the Yoruba sovereignty that we should be clamoring for, and that we should go back to the beginning of talking about the of the amalgam, which the documents show that it was not even done in the proper way. These people came to trade. You see, we have not got the message to our people properly. UNPO, the British government, the Americans, and all others, we have not stood up to convince them about our position. Because I told you that way back in 1998, if you ask a few of my group, we were about going, but for Papa Adesoya, who betrayed us by going back to beg, I want to say, to beg Abdul Salam, they should not have gone to Abuja. We were almost going. There are about 12 countries that were already to give us ambassadorial positions. And in 1998.
Yeah.
So our issue needs a new
strategization
in terms of information, which most people don't know. So we should not try to do a program that will bring in the Russians or even the Americans or the British. It is the beginning of our problem is the Mother Fojo's interest
Yes.
way back 1907.
Yes.
That's the beginning. And our forefathers never allowed them to come into our land, even though they drove. By default, they drove our people from Oyole. Oyole, that was about 15-mile radius, according to the documents that is available in the archives here and also in the Smithsonian Institute in America. And in our own archives, burnt in Nigeria. Most of our archives have been burnt in Nigeria. If you remember that. So these are the things. The root of this problem is our own lack of understanding that the British did not come to create nations for us. We should not have been talking about Nigerian nationalism, but Yoruba nationalism right from the inception.
True.
And if our people understand this, then it's going to be easy for us to now make a world press conference. We don't need to wait for the United Nations to tell us to come. We are supposed to force ourselves into them to say this time is right for us to go as separate ways. We've not had independence. We only had independence on European nations created for Africa, not for us. Africans don't have nations yet. The statement in East Africa where they said Uhuru not yet, meaning that Africans have not got independence. We are only living in European countries created. And look at the mess that is causing. Look at the Congo. There's no road between the federal capital of the Congo and the next capital. That's Kisangani.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we call and Congo is the richest country in the world, and it's also in terms of mineral resources, and it's also the poorest country in terms of human capita.
Yeah.
Human capita is the poorest country in the world. Yet it has the most minerals that you can ever think of anywhere in the world. You see, we Africans have to stand up. We don't have to be waiting for either the British or Americans. We have to stand up with one voice to say we no longer want all those countries created that we claim to have in one. At some time, the Yoruba Western region made the mistake of saying they are going to wait for their brothers from the north in 1957 when we were supposed to have had independence. These are the key things that we have to start broadcasting to our people. We have no country. We have no country. In Africa, we don't have African countries. In 1963, the African United, what do they call it, OAU, had a meeting in Addis Ababa admitting that they are going to accept all the boundaries created for them by the Europeans. And that's the beginning of our suffering. If they were right enough, they should have now known that we have places that we don't understand each other. They went there speaking a foreign language. If they were speaking, if the Fulanis were speaking their language and the Yorubas were speaking their language, does that make them one?
No, we won't even understand each other.
So that's the key thing that we should emphasize. We should go our separate ways. That's the same way Europe had broken up in 34 new countries emerged in the last 40 years in Europe. And they are all in the lines of their language, culture, tradition, and way of life. They speak their language, they are from the same ancestral origin. Can you now tell me that the Yoruba people are from the same ancestral origin with the Igbos or the Hausas or the Fulanis?
No.
These are the things here. These are the things that even around Europe here, in England here, there are certain little countries that are not part of Britain, like SAC. They only have 1,000 people there. And it's a country. What they do is that they borrow and they use part of the British currency, but they are not under the Queen. There are many countries like that all over the world. But our Africans, we start to ring the bell of Pan-Africanism. On what language basis? Is it German or Italian or French
Portuguese.
or Portuguese? So you find that a lot of our people say they have gone to school bandying the idea of Pan-Africanism. Or is it the Swahili that is a slave language that is spoken by just a portion of East Africa? We are not in a big trouble. We are only in a situation where we have to start to reanalyze who we are. That's what I've always been saying. We should find out who are we. Are we Europeans in Africa? We are not. And that's why I've always said that when we have our independence, I'll be the proudest person to see that our language, the Yoruba language, is dropped in the pool of translated language at the United Nations, whereby our leader will stand up and speak Yoruba language that will be translated to the rest of the world. After all, most of the world is learning our language, culture and tradition, and religion too. I want to stop at that point. Putin and the other, you please, whoever is going to comment, we have to have this situation debated again on the weekend.
Okay, so you're free over the weekend anyway, so we can talk more about it. Yesterday, I showed a video in which somebody was saying, why are Africans clamoring for these boundaries? The boundaries they don't have any input into, and they want to die because of that boundary. They want to protect that boundary. The man said, what about if someone come and do your naming, someone else come and name your baby, give you the name you have to call your baby? So will you be fighting to use that name, or will you not go back and change your name later on, like so many people have done in the past? So thank you, Baba. I really appreciate your call, sir.
I'm even very happy that people are starting to think the same way I am, because that's what I've been praying. Because like I have always said, there's nothing impossible in this world. Europe has redefined itself. You see, the Czech Republic is now in charge of Skoda car, one of the joke cars in the past when it was under Czechoslovakia. Now, Skoda car is the second best car in the world because they are under people who have a common ancestral origin and language and culture and vision for their own things. Yeah. And that's what the Yoruba state is going to achieve, starting with free education and free health, and it's the industrial revolution within, starting from the revival of the Akpojes and all other farm settlements all over the place. And so hunger will be a thing of the past in our land.
Thank you, Baba. I really appreciate that. When you mention Akpoje, my body there's a lot of goosebumps around my area, because I happen to live in Akpoje for some time, especially during school holiday, and I know what this plantation has. Trailers upon trailers, taking cashew nut, taking cocoa, taking palm oil.
Yes.
Trailers every day moving out of Akpoje. Orange, coconut. We were exporting all these things in those days.
And you know what was going to happen, because I grew up in that period. They were trying to set things that would put added value into these things before they are shipped out, packaged as proper nuts. But because we went into Nigeria in 1960, and when even our leader was disgraced on the day of independence, when he was not allowed to be on the high table, you see, we should have by that time left that country. We should have clamored to have a referendum rather than the next election of 1964. And really talk to our people, like the Akintolas, who had a vision of trying to tie us to the apron string of the Fulanis. And which he did. I know that I can say it anywhere. If he did not do it, if whatever quarrel we had, if we settled it internally rather than looking for somebody outside our own language level, and then we pride and say, that is rubbish.
It's pure rubbish, sir. Pure rubbish. Thank you very much, Baba, for enlightening us. I know about this time last year, I was one of the few people clamoring for you to be having a lecture on everyday basis, to be educating us on some of. I didn't even know what you know at that time, right? But I have a vision. God said to me, "Get this man, let him start organizing lectures." We wanted to start. You remember that time, Baba? We wanted to start in London. And a lot of people backed the idea until I don't know what happened. Things get messed up.
Well, we will not let any of those clauses to stop us, because I have said I pray for my good health, which thankfully I'm much, because for the past 3 weeks I couldn't talk. Today you see I can talk, and clearly too. Okay. And I thank the Lord Mary, and because àwọn alálẹ̀ ló fún mi ní àlàáfíà. I will tell you, it's not English medicine.
Which of the medicine gave you àlàáfíà then?
Don't worry. Oh, don't worry. It told my sọ lórí phone call lélẹ̀. Yeah. Because wọ́n pe orúkọ kan fún mi ní láti ilé. Pẹ̀lú pé àwọn nǹkan tó fún mi. Tí mo dẹ̀ pé orúkọ yẹn padà. Tí o mọ̀ pé ìlú wa kò sí nǹkan tí Yorùbá ò lè ṣe. And that is what we are going to add into our new quotients of the Yoruba new sovereign state. Starting with taking care of our people from the scratch, from the beginning, with free health service, free education, industrial setups, electricity, water supply.
I have a feeling, Baba, that what is going on in Nigeria now is probably orchestrated because they know what Yoruba people will be like if they didn't infiltrate us.
They are not going to be able to succeed by the grace of God.
Amen.
And even I'm ready anyone, including our own people, to talk to them to wake up their reality. Because this is the age of reality. We have to wake up to the reality that we haven't got in a country yet. So that's the but it's important that people listen to what I'm saying. Because a lot of people are not looking at the future of the Yoruba race. Whereas other countries are studying the Yoruba race. And they're making use of our energies to make their own country better. Ask Israel. Even the Ukraine you are talking about, there are some very powerful men of Yoruba origin who are white, not black. They're there. Even here in Britain, there are some professors of Yoruba, Ifa, and everything. Some ladies, when they dress up everywhere in the world, yet we sit down in Nigeria and we are subsuming ourselves into an environment that we should not. Look at 1964. I wish you can play the audio that I sent to you. 1964.
We probably okay. Baba is back.
I sent you the audio.
Yes.
I wish you can play so that people listen. How the Northerners, the periscope for which they look at the Yorubas as idiots, educated idiots, that they've pocketed us, they've taken over our land. Right from 1964, it's not just now that they have started. You know, I keep on saying it.
Yes.
They are only perfecting what it is, what they are doing, and that's why the Igboho Yewa corridor is being taken over. And it's again, the April string is now being strong around the whole of Yoruba land. People are unable to go to farm, yet we are keeping quiet and we are saying that we want to be president. On what? This is clear self-deception.
I play a video at the beginning of the show, sir. I play a video at the beginning of the show in which the former emir of Kano was saying in 2015, Nigeria was in a big trouble. that in 2023, if the election goes ahead, they're going to be in a deeper shithole. And the man is talking reality. Because all these children...
If I want to add to it, they already have a plan, which is in my old book. 2026, the Arewa Islamic Republic is going to emerge. And if we are foolish enough to be still ringing the bell of Nigeria, then we will become a province of Arewa Republic. And that will be the end of the Yoruba race. Because they are going to eliminate all our Obas. They will replace them with the Serikis, who will be converted into emirs. And that's why all the Serikis are now living posh in every local government in our land. And they are building more new mosques, which our people did not contribute into. All over the place. Yet we are keeping quiet. We are running about. We are trying to tie rice together to bribe the poor people who have no food to eat, all because the Fulanis have driven them out of their farmlands. I lost a large quantity of my farm in the last 3 weeks.
Wow. And
the value of that, I will tell you, is about 3.5 million worth of agricultural produce, all eaten up by this thing. That does not pay me. What is paying me is the ignorance of our people. I'm not annoyed that they
should we call it ignorance, Baba, or should we call it selfishness? Because people are becoming selfish on a daily basis. Not the people in Nigeria alone, but people everywhere. They're becoming selfish. Could that be the problem? Because if you know that these people are liars, these politicians are liars, they're just running money politics, and you're still clamoring, you want to die. Did you see the video of the Osun Eve primary, the eve of the primary in Osun? Did you watch the video where they were firing gun, they were killing one another like something else?
Because of some little pennies that some people brought out to share. It is one of the saddest story of our people. The saddest is that we are not looking at the future. If we are, look at Oshogbo. I was with some webinar this evening. In Invading, there is no electricity in most of the places. They were talking to us in darkness. Yet we ring the bell that Nigeria is the fastest growing economy. Which economy? Lagos City, as it is, with 21 million people, no electricity. A city that should have been a center of commerce and industry, science and technology. Where is Lagos? Yes, there are people sitting down there carrying their briefcases and then shouting that they want to be president.
Big shame, Baba.
President of where? It's deception. There will be no election in that 2023, but we should not wait for that. We should go ahead with the campaign to force the world to see that we need a referendum in Nigeria, so that people go their own separate ways. We were never one people in the first place.
True.
We cannot be one people on the basis of English language, which unfortunately more than 50% of us don't understand. So how do you make a country of such an environment? And the same thing in most all other African countries. We are just deceiving us. I'm happy that PLO Lumumba has just seen the light with me, that Africa needs to redefine itself into their natural boundaries that were there before the white man came. I don't blame them. They came to trade. Then we should make use of the better part of what they came to do, and then redefine ourselves. After Western just used the better part of what they came to do, we had free education and free health service. We had agricultural development, industries, and so on. Let us make use of such. But we cannot force ourselves into a country that does not have the interest of our development.
True.
You can imagine Ota people are now protesting against the government of Ogun State. There is no roads linking Lagos with Ogun State properly anymore. And you had even the president saying that, but for the railway, people will be trekking from Lagos to Ibadan. Is that something that a head of state should say?
Stupidity.
Well, I don't reckon with him, because it is us who are stupid enough to think that we have a country that will be listening to him. This is the time for us to stand up to say no, that country should be dissolved. And it must be dissolved if we want the glory of the black race to start to shine again. And I told even the Obasanjo many years back, if you can remember. And that was the time he started saying that and that is why we forced him to conduct the conference he did. And he invited us. I said, if he doesn't make it a sovereign national conference, we are not going to attend, and our group are not going to attend. And we didn't. And what's the result now? Is running hater-scatter about trying to hold on to what? So if he wears tó bá wọ aṣọ míì kó má jẹ́ pé kán pè l'Ọbásanjọ́ kó lọ sí Sókótó tó bá ní pàdánù.
True. Very true, sir.
So why are we fooling ourselves? Or even the vice president who escaped death several times, he does not, as if he's blind to reality.
Which is a shame.
And that's why the article of 1964 on December 30, I want you to widely circulate it, because it is telling us the truth that we are just educated fools, and they have pocketed us, and that they have taken over. Look at Lagos. Right from the beginning, Lagos was under Papa Yaradua. He was the minister for Lagos Affairs when they were the 1970s. Near Eko, where there should have been a sewage system built under Balewa that some of our pressmen were praising as a good man. They don't even know what is called a good man. A man who abandoned Lagos, even though he was there. They did not. The tramline that was in Brussels that should have been expanded under Balewa and the Minister for Lagos Affairs. What happened to it? They removed it. Should not have been the basis for the development of metro system in Lagos.
True.
And up to today, Lagos had no metro system. Yet it's a very large city of almost 21 million people.
The fastest, and they call it the fastest growing city.
Yeah, the fastest growing city. And people are living in prison yards called homes. Is that a life to live? Lagosians. That's not a life.
People are getting to realize now that even the burglary proof that make them live in a prison, somebody will put a jack to it and jack it, and the burglary proof will be gone.
Well, they don't even do that. They use battery rams. They come and they break down the walls and come in. If you know what has happened to some of these rich men, you'll be crying for them. It's not something to write home about. It's happening almost all over Africa. The same thing in the Congo. They are also building burglary proof and putting barbed wires and gun-toting militias, who themselves are also part of the problem. We have Africa to wake up, starting from Nigeria, starting from the Yoruba people. And I am very sure there's something I want to say about the case of Benin Republic and Igboho. I know the reason behind the president of Benin Republic trying to hold on. He's scared.
Yes.
Not of Buhari, but he's scared of some facts that are going to emerge. It's not about Buhari, or it's not about the ambassador that is there. There's some fundamental things that is making that president be scared. The emergence of a Yoruba sovereign state.
Yeah, we won't talk about it now because it might not be something palatable to say on air.
I know.
I think me and you know where you're going to with that. Right?
Yeah.
So it might not be the best.
I want to talk to Igbo to not to be despondent about what is happening to him. Because all of us are with him.
It's not. It's even more brave than us. Baba Igbo is far more brave than us, because when I look at his the way he feels, the way he talks, I thank God for his life. That man is God sent for us.
I've always said that for Igbo's incarceration, it is the incarceration of the whole Yoruba nation.
True.
That's the fact, and we should wake up to that reality. And all of us who are going around with small organizations calling for Yoruba Nation, we should all come to a common ground to support the Prof, because the Prof has the clout to be able to stand up tall and talk to the world, because the world is listening to him. But what we don't realize is the fact that some of our people are themselves trying to destroy that commonality, the unity of purpose. Not that we cannot all talk the same way, but there must be a unity of purpose, a one issue purpose, the purpose of dissolution of the amalgam. And that is it. So thank you
Baba,
very
much for that. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate your time, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I missed somebody's call earlier on. If you want to call back, you can call back. The number to call is a discussion call tonight. We're discussing things together. So the number to call is +44 777 895 7893. Please make sure it's on WhatsApp only, please. Make sure it's on WhatsApp only. I think we have another caller. Auntie, I'm sure you want to talk to me privately, so I'm on a show. When I finish, I'll call you back, yeah? Okay. God bless you. Thank you. Okay. So, I want to thank Baba Jala. He's been there for us so many times. The man is full of wisdom and knowledge, man. Come on. Where did he get all that information from? Because Baba will always be reading. Every day you meet Baba, Baba is reading. And when I first met him, I admire him so much. And I actually said to him one day, and I said, Baba, this is what I want you to be doing for us. Ekalesa, urukonya ati bita timpe Baba, that's it, Baba. Ekalesa.
Hello, sir.
Ekalesa.
Ekaleo.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let me I want to contribute to what Baba just said.
Oh yeah, Ekberalesa.
Baba said something that some Nigerians are ignorant. That you reply that they're selfish. I think they are both.
They take the best of both worlds.
Yeah, both that are campaigning now, using those the people to distribute maybe Gary or something like that, or shooting another people.
Yeah, and killing.
They are doing it for their own selfish end.
True.
But those people that are doing it, they are ignorant, because even when they got to the power, none of those people they are using now will be even employed into any of important posts in the office. They will use them and dump them. That is, they don't think, because they are ignorant.
Daddy, can you stay there for a second? I have a very important contributor coming on. Stay there. You don't go away.
Okay.
Uncle Eze,
okay.
Go ahead. Your point. You want to contribute? Go ahead. Your point, sir.
Hello,
sir.
my dear brother. How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Do me a favor, Uncle Eze. Turn it down at the back. Turn it down. Turn the volume down at the back.
That's true. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you loud and clear, sir. Fire on.
Is it better?
Yes, it's better.
Yes. I am so delighted to have hooked up to this program, and I so much love the Baba who spoke.
Imagine.
Even though I couldn't understand some of the things he was saying, but the ones I heard him say spoke my language, because it's about self-definition, self-determination. In fact, what I've just written today, and I want to make sure every Oduduwan, every Biafran, whoever you are, what is happening in Ukraine is essential. Never write or talk about Ukraine without adding your own problem, because this life is the same across the board. The blood we're talking about, people are being slaughtered in the place called Nigeria, and nobody's talking about it. To the eyes of the world, I don't know what they think is happening there. I don't know whether they think people that are being killed there are ants. So this is an opportunity, even though it looks like a crisis and terrible. Anybody talking about Ukraine that is an African, that does not raise their own issue at the same time. I was listening to Boris Johnson today talking about how the blood of Ukrainians are in the hands of Putin. And I'm saying to him, the blood of Biafrans, the blood of Oduduwans are in your hands. You cannot be talking about what is happening. You cannot be saying to somebody, look, you can, well, they put it in this way and say, the kettle cannot be calling the pot black. It's time to hold these guys, all of them, responsible. The leadership of this world is crazy. Yes. This world are proven. These people leading you are crazy people that are putting the resources they met in this world, the resources they are not going to take out of this world, the resources that human beings gave name, gave meaning, gave value over the lives of the same human being. Yet they are the ones that told us that you cannot put the golden eggs above the goose that laid it.
Yes.
This is a joke. This is total contradiction. It is time for human beings to stand up right now. The ones must continue to demand nothing else. All this nonsense about election and people running around to be president. These things, these people are crazy. I don't think they understand what is really happening. This is the time for separation. We need to separate to respect ourselves and to value ourselves better, to be able to be productive, to begin to redefine ourselves. We then share. We then can what do they call it in diplomatic terms? We can now work as a team. People bringing what they have and sharing. We can't be in this dangerous port called Nigeria, designed by Britain to destroy humanity. It is time, and there is no looking back. Please.
Brother, I really appreciate your contribution, sir. Maybe I will talk to you tomorrow because of that thing you wrote.
Okay.
We might want to go through it together tomorrow and let our people hear about it. But I will give you a bell in the morning, yeah?
I thank you so much.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Enjoy yourself. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank you. Babami, a cool ifomoni, mo really appreciate you going. He's one of our first contributors on the show when we started the station about 5 years ago. Baba, okay, you are back online with me, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. It could be, as I was just saying that those people using our brothers and sisters carrying flag about, chanting this Baba here, Baba there, because of maybe 5,000 or 10,000 naira. They have said they sold their conscience for those people who are selfish, just to get the power, to go to get that power, either as a state something or senatorial this thing. Those people they are using now, they are ignorant in the sense that they don't know that they are selling their future.
True.
And the future of their own children as well.
True.
Because those people, they know all of them, none of those people wanting to be in the position now will employ any of them into any important office in the country, because they've regarded them as hooligans, thugs.
True.
So who will employ thug as secretary? Who will employ thug as a cashier? Who will employ thug as this? Despite the fact most of them are graduates now, and they are using them as puppets. They floss their conscience. So Baba is correct that they are ignorant. Ignorance in the sense that they sell their conscience. They don't know that they are selling the future, their own future, and their children, because they will get nothing out of what they are doing now. They will use them and dump them. That's how their ignorance is. And those people sitting down, they are selfishness, because they are just fighting for power, which they only have for maybe 4 or 8 years.
And they will have killed so many people before that
and time. Many people ahead. So look at them. I was so shocked when I see young men lying around those people chanting this thing. And I remember a few years ago when the teachers in Osun State, that's my state, when they could not get their salary, they were shouting, the former governor there, I don't want to mention his name, Ole, they wanted to stone him. And some people now want his own candidate to be governor of that state.
Again.
Who are those people using? Those people again now stand behind him. So I was so shocked using Papa Olowo Bola again, this in one of his campaign, that is their own party. I was so shocked. Papa Olowo and Chief Wige can never be in APC. Laila. Look at them, and these are the people that he has maltreated before. Now they're still running after him. So I did not think.
I want to appreciate your call, sir. Thank you very much for your contribution. They are both ignorant and stupid, like you call them. Thank you, sir. God bless you. I appreciate that, caller. Guys, the line is still open. +44 777 895 7893 is the number to call. Somebody said they will be ignorant when there is no orientation for them. There's so many people that they don't have bigger orientation. Only I know some few women that doesn't know how to cook from their home. They have no orientation. But when they get married, they become super cook. Because they know this is the only chance they have. And they train them, they retrain themselves, they do so many things. You probably come to England without a big degree. And now you got more degrees since you've been in England. Orientation cannot let you understand? The only thing I don't understand is if this can be the new world order, it might be a fish eat fish. But if you remember something, some few months ago, I said something. I said, in Kotoma Shele, what is going to happen for all these things to get scattered? This is the beginning to the end of it all. Because God knows how to plan things. He knows how to arrange things. He knows how to execute things. And I've been saying, so many people have been saying this before, that they don't really know how it's going to happen, because we're not going to carry no guns, we're not going to carry no arms, we're not going to get involved. I am not going to get involved in armed struggle because life is so precious. But what will happen for the end to come quicker before the election of 2023 is the beginning. And nobody can stop it because it is God who has organized it. Is it the beginning of a new world order? Fish eat fish, dog eat dog, survivor of the fittest? Because I'm sure the United Nations will probably re-strategize and start listening to people like us who have been marginalized. And there will be some stupid people among us that the only thing they know how to do is to betray your people. There's so many of them, and they can never give up, no matter what you try to do. That's it. It doesn't concern them whether things are working for the next man or not. They don't care. All they care about is, as long as they are okay, selfishness. And it's not only happening back home, it's happening among us people in the diaspora as well, which is a shame. Somebody was saying, getting to the person that knows how to do the stuff to do it better. In Yoruba land, sometimes it's not like that. In African politics, it's sometimes like that. It's not like that. But when we get Yoruba Nation back, when we get it back, I'm sure there will be principles and procedures of how to make sure that things work well for every one of us. When the son of your driver can be the next president of your country. Yes, they forget. They don't think about that again. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to appreciate your little time tonight. I promised myself I'm not going to be making the program too long anymore, so that it will be easy for people to watch later on, because a lot of people don't have a lot of money for data. And not that as well, for my own sake as well, so that I can retire a little bit early sometimes. And the best thing to do is just to keep doing what you're doing. US New World Order is dead. 1990 to 2022. Yeah, maybe another one is gonna spring up. Thank you very much, Uncle Bashiru. We had the real problem, because instead of us all coming together and do something tangible together, togetherness, there's strength in numbers. There's power in numbers. But the problem is, this one wants to have this one wants to be the leader, this one wants to be the leader, that one wants to be the leader, this one wants to be the leader. And at the end of the day, they keep messing everybody up. So, we've been in the diaspora for so long, where the system works. Why can't we let that system work among ourselves? Why can't it be? But the system is not working among ourselves. And we just have to keep pushing for the best to come. Guys, the best thing we need to do is, every time you talk about Ukraine, Russia, please talk about Biafrans and talk about Oduduwa Yoruba Nation. Let it ring bell. Let it ring a lot of bell. I have another important caller. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Can you turn down volume yet?
Okay, thank you. Yes, sir.
Alive.
It's alive, sir. It's alive, sir.
Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ń ká gbogbo wa lára, man. Kéèyàn má lè ronú, 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 Ọlọ́run ṣàánú fún wa o.
Àmín.
Ogun pọ̀ lórílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ogun pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn ènìyàn. Kí ló ṣe scatter diagram wa tí ò sí line of best fit? Why can't 10 people come up with one solution? Tí ẹ pé tá a bá kó 10 Yorùbá kalẹ̀ báyìí, ọ̀nà mẹ́wàá náà máa yà sí. Ṣé ẹ pé ogun ńlá nìyẹn?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ogun ńlá nìyẹn.
But at the same time, ó ìdáná in some way, but kò tún dá in some way. Ṣé ẹ rí mo fẹ́ rọ̀ yín pẹ̀lú platform yín yìí sá? Ṣé ẹ lè pé àwọn tí wọ́n lọ́wọ́ sí Yorùbá self-determination or Yoruba Nation ká ṣe debate? Kẹ̀tẹ̀ béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn kí ló dé kí ni ìdí ẹ̀ gangan táwọn fi support pé kí Yorùbá kó ní orílẹ̀-èdè tiẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Gbọ́ kàn máa assume àwọn láàkì kìíní kan Nàìjíríà àwọn láàkì politics ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan ni mo ti gbọ́ ní position mi. You know, ẹ jẹ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ debate. Tí a bá lè rẹ́ tó máa jáde láàárín àwọn tí ò lọ́wọ́ sí àwọn olórí wọ̀nyẹn ni o. Kí wọ́n tẹ̀ wá sọ fún wa kí ni nǹkan tó ń fi bínú sí Yorùbá tó ń fẹ́ kí Yorùbá agbo wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí family káwọn náà ní orílẹ̀-èdè tiwa ká kúrò. Ẹ jẹ́ ká béèrè lọ́wọ́ náà ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe debate yẹn. Mo dẹ̀ feel pé platform ti yín is well structured and placed for it. Because mo ti rí àwọn debates ẹ ti máa ń ṣe in the past. Ẹ̀mẹ̀ni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ àbí ẹ̀mẹ̀ni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀.
Tí bá di júgọ̀ moment tó sọ̀rọ̀. That's why I didn't ask for your name. I know your name. Even if they wake me up in my slumber, I will still remember your name.
Ọlọ́run lókè ọ̀run. Bàbá ó ká wa lára náà. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ìdílé kan náà ń kóra àwọn ọjọ́ tó ń ṣe kan yìí tó fẹ́ gbalẹ̀ yìí. Lé wọn títí tí rọ́wọ́ yẹn padà wá. Wọ́n kúrò ní ilẹ̀ tiwọn tó ní ọ̀rá vegetation ilẹ̀ lókè ọya. Oh my God! Ní ìmọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tí lókè ọya rí. Tẹ́ bá dé oko rice. Tádọ́gbẹ́ bá fẹ́ báyìí ẹ rí gbogbo green rice yà kàn máa bì báyìí bí cotton bí wool bí velvet so beautiful. Tẹ́ bá dóko ìrèké, tẹ́ bá dóko àgbàdo, tẹ́ bá dóko ẹ̀pà ní òkè ọya.
Bọ̀ wọ́n fi màálù jẹ oko tiwọn níbẹ̀ o.
Ẹ sọ wọn lè fi màálù jẹ oko tiwọn torí pé àwọn kó ara wọn jọ wọ́n ṣe kan ẹnu wọ́n ṣọ̀kan. Ìmọ̀wọ́ ṣọ̀kan tá a bá kó Fúlàní 100 palẹ̀ ìkọ̀kan ní gbogbo máa sọ. Ẹ̀yẹn kó Yorùbá 10 jọ ọ̀nà 10 náà máa yà sí. So kí ni nǹkan tó wọn àwọn Yorùbá wọ̀nyí rí àwọn olórí Yorùbá? Mo lè máa dárúkọ wọn àwọn tí inú mi ò dùn sí o. Kán wá sọ fún wa ìdí tó ń ṣe pé Nàìjíríà yìí ṣáá ni. Bí ká ṣe àṣepọ̀ yìí ṣáá ni by fire by force. Ẹ bá lè gbé wọn wá sórí a very organized matured debate sir. Let them tell the whole of Yoruba people why they don't. Wọ́n jẹ́ ọba kan ni mo nǹkan àwọn ọba yóò lè fẹ́ jáde. Àbá àwọn òṣèlú kan ẹ pè wọ́n wá. Ẹ ń ṣe òṣèlú you are doing very well you are doing well. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lè ṣíwá òṣèlú yẹn nílùú ti yín lórílẹ̀‐èdè ti yín. Ẹ jẹ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ wọn. Because nǹkan táwọn à ń rí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run. Nǹkan tá a rí nínú ẹ̀mí ò dáa. Àgbà náà àdúrà lẹ́ni ọ̀dẹ̀mọ̀kọ́ lọ́rùn bọ̀. Ẹnìkan ló gbé ère kalẹ̀ graven image. Ó dẹ̀ wá ń force àwọn yòókù láti máa tẹríba fún. Lórúkọ graven image wọ́n fà àwọn kan síbẹ̀ kó máa tọ́jú graven image yẹn. Ère yẹn wọ́n gbé kalẹ̀ báyìí. Ère yẹn ó gbé kalẹ̀. Àwọn tó ń tọ́jú ère yẹn wà ń bẹ̀. Àwọn ènìyàn wọ́n á fọ́ọ̀sì àwọn èèyàn láti máa tẹríba fún ère yẹn. Iye àwọn kan ti ṣí báyìí iye àwọn kan ṣí wọ́n ní nínú àwa ò ní tẹríba fún ère yìí mọ́. We will not bow down to this graven image. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kan ò tí ì ṣí. Iye àwọn kan ò tí ì sọ ti rí jájẹ díẹ̀ bí graven image tó jábọ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó ń tọ́jú graven image ó jábọ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn. Àwọn wọ̀nyẹn mọ̀ bó jábọ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn ni ìwọ́n dẹ̀ mú dání onírọ́rọ́ a máa tẹríba lọ fún ère yìí. A lè máa tẹríba lọ fún ère náà. Àsìkò ti tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kí iye wa kó ṣí gẹ́gẹ́ bí Yorùbá.
Àmín.
Àsìkò ti tó kí iye wa kó ṣí. àwọn gbọ́tẹ̀ irú àwọn ṣẹ́tẹ̀ ìṣe báyìí tẹ́ bá fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí develop àwọn ọmọ pé many Yorùbá wá sọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀ fún training ẹ̀yin lè ní school ibi tẹ́ dé lé ní báyìí nípa orí ọ̀fẹ́ Ọlọ́run tí mo mọ̀ yín ẹ lè ní school tẹ́ máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí train àwọn ọ̀n tó fẹ́ ṣe social tó fẹ́ train kíní. ṣé ẹ lè lọ ṣe fún wọn lókè ọya ṣé ẹ lè rí pa àwọn ọmọ tó wà lókè pé káwọn àbùkọ́ fún training. But tẹ́ bá gbé lọ sílé tẹ́ ẹ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe gbogbo connection láti bẹ̀ tí gbogbo ayé ń gbọ́ they will come to you ó ti ń di ńlá lọ nìyẹn. àwọn tó ń support pé ká ní ilé tiwa ká ní C of O ilẹ̀ tiwa ká gba certificate wa ká gba kọ́kọ́rọ́ ilẹ̀ tiwa àwọn tó wọ́n àti ronú lọ jìnnà àti ronú lọ síwájú àti ronú lọ sẹ́yìn. àwọn tó ń rí ṣe nílùú náà pé Nàìjíríà lè ní yìí wọ́n rí ṣe 50 years ago now 30 years ago 40 years ago. ibi tí orísun yẹn ti ń jáde gan níbẹ̀ ló dùn jù náà àwa la ní kòkó àwa la ní bitumen àwa la ní gold níbẹ̀ oríṣiríṣi ló wà lẹ́wà. èmi ò understand o bóyá oyè ẹ̀yin ò ẹ̀ jẹ́ wà ní mídíà.
Ọlọ́run
bóyá oyè ẹ̀yin o ìdí tí ẹ máa fi ní òun ò fẹ́ ilé tiẹ̀ pé ilé onílé yẹn ló ń wá ipò okòólókò yẹn lòun fẹ́ ranjú mọ́ ṣe mọ̀ pé àrùn tó ń ṣe wọ́n tó fi ń wá sí tó fi ń kó màálù wọn wá jẹ ẹranko ní ìlú tiwa òun náà ló ń ṣe àwọn tibí káwọn náà fi ń kọrí lọ sí Àbújá àrùn kan náà ló ń ṣe wọ́n náà a lè blame àwọn tó ń yẹn náà we can't blame because ẹ̀yin kan fún ara yín so the same thing ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ no man's land kan kúrò nílé tó ìṣẹ̀ kan tọ́jú ilé ìṣẹ̀ kan develop tẹ bá dé Sókótó mọ́gùn so nǹkan lókè lọ́yẹn tẹ bá rí mo débẹ̀ ni mo gbé bẹ̀ wọ́n ní oúnjẹ sà they have vegetable they have good food àwọn oúnjẹ tá a rí nísàlẹ̀ wọ́n ní lọ very nourishing food táwọn Haúsá wọ̀nyí ní. bàbá ẹ pé ẹnìkan wà kó kẹgbà bẹ́ẹ̀ nínú eléyìí Ọlọ́run á lò yín àti sí wọn níyè. kò lè tó báyìí náà.
kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀.
téèyàn bá ní 1 million nílùú tó tóbi tó bá dé ìlú kékeré 1 million á di 7 million báyìí ẹ máa wà mọ́.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
jẹ́ ìmọ̀ pé bí Nàìjíríà ṣe jẹ́ tó ṣe mọ̀ ní gbogbo àgbáyé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ṣe máa mọ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ní gbogbo àgbáyé kò sí yàtọ̀.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni even faster sir.
a country is a country.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni sir.
whether it's Nigeria or Yorùbá land.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni sir òótọ́ lè sọ ẹ fílẹ̀ fún mi sir máa try láti wo àwọn èèyàn tí máa bá sọ̀rọ̀ tí àjọ máa.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni kọ́ wá sí program yìí it will be very ó máa attract kìnìkan afẹ́ mọ ìdí ẹ̀kan kí ni why don't you want to have Yoruba your own Yoruba nation why we want to know just open up ó tẹ̀sán kan àbí méjì mẹ́ta.
And the only problem we have there is that some people ò tí mọ̀ pé tá a bá ní constructive debate like that kò yẹ kán máa bú àwọn tó wá sọ tinú wọn yẹn àwọn èèyàn wa kan sì máa wà tó ń jẹ́ pé kán bú àwọn èèyàn tó bá wá sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn wọ́n ṣáà bú wọn náà máa wá káàkiri.
láyé kò gbúdọ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ lórí platform yìí mo dẹ̀ trust yín dáadáa anybody ò gbúdọ̀ bú a ò lè sọ pé a fẹ́ gbé ẹran sáyé ká dẹ̀ máa hùwà bí ẹranko ayé ti move on now.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
tẹ bá gbọ́ àwọn ẹwọ UK nísìn kan tó ṣe prime minister kìíní kan wọn á tó gbogbo wọn jọ ni wọn máa ṣe debate ayé ti lọ forward aláti fi yé ara wa pé àwọn náà láti kúrò kí wọ́n máa pè wá lẹ́ranko àwọn náà láti kúrò nínú ìwà ẹranko àní máa ronú bí ẹranko àní máa sọ̀rọ̀ bí ẹranko àní máa búyàn bí ẹranko otherwise àwọn náà máa sọ fún àwọn tó ń pè wọ́n lẹ́ranko wọ́n á máa sọ pé lóòótọ́ lóòótọ́ ẹranko ní. nígbà tó nìkan dìde ó ní ìlú yẹn ó wà fantastically corrupt ọjọ́ tó sọ fantastically corrupt ọjọ́ ìníwọ́ lọ jí 1 billion. jẹ́pọ̀ pé ẹlòmíì ti ọlọ́ka gbàdúrà fún wọn ní ẹlòmíì ti yà wèrè. ọgbọ́gbọ́ ní olè ní ẹ wà ọ̀nù kitchen lọ jí.
ẹnàjẹ.
wọ́n ṣe pé ẹni fantastically corrupt ọgbà ẹlẹ́yìn wọ́n wà bó ṣe máa kó 1 million bó ṣe ṣe máa ṣe contract. ṣé mo gbé kankan wrong.
ó wrong gan sa. seriously
wrong seriously wrong.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà ẹ ṣe gan ni ẹ ṣe gan ni mo dúpẹ́.
àwọn tí ò fẹ́ lẹ́dẹ̀ Yorùbá yẹn ẹ bá wa pè wọ́n wá sórí platform kọ́tẹ̀ sọ bí àwọn nìkan ló máa wà ń bẹ̀ kẹ́nìmọ̀dì kó má ṣe debate káwọn nìkan kẹ́ máa bèrè lọ́wọ́ kẹ́ pẹ́ ilẹ̀ ń bẹ́ wọ́n máa wà mọ́ comfortable kẹ́ pẹ́ ilẹ̀ yìí tàbí wọn lẹ́ ń bẹ́ kí ló dé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ tẹ́ ẹ̀ ronú pé ilé wa gan sọ̀ ju ilé onílé lọ tí ènìyàn ti mí yàrá kan tí n bá ní 1 bedroom flat tí n bá kọ́ ó sọ̀ ju kí lọ máa gbé 3 kí n máa rent 3 bedroom house lọ. Kọ́ tèmi ní tèmi kí bá a béèrè lọ wọn adẹ́fẹ́ gbọ́ let us know exactly. Wọ́n máa lọ wọn náà ṣe 22-23 election.
Wọ́n tán àwọn jẹni sá Ọlọ́run tí ní kò ní ṣe ṣe lágbára Ọlọ́run mi ìmọ̀ Ọlọ́run tó fẹ́ ṣe o.
Wọ́n mọ ìtàn èmi ò máa mọ kéèyàn rí kúlẹ̀ kó fẹ́ ṣe kéèyàn rí kúlẹ̀ kó fẹ́ ṣe.
Yes. Pastor, I'm going to let you go so that I can speak to this man. He's been waiting for about 10 minutes, sir. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much.
I'll be waiting for the interview.
No problem, sir. God bless you. Plus 994. Egbon's okay to Alorikon, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Heritage.
Ekalesa, Mami. Would like you photo in you.
Yes, sir.
Orikati dawana. Dololufere mu. Kò sẹ́ni tó lè yà yín títí láéláé. Oh yeah, goes okay.
Very quickly, sir. So my own intervention will take totally different time. Sometimes I wonder, our Yoruba, our Lakaweju, ṣùgbọ́n at the same time, our gangan ni when it comes to uniting and having a unified front in issues. We will have different opinions from different people, either in the form of fear, cowardice, or selfishness, which is the major basis, the major drive for most of our action. I begin to wonder in my mind that àwọn Arabi tó wà lókè Ọya lọ́hùn, àwọn Hausa Fulani, àti àwọn tó kàwé nu wọn, àti tó ponú jù nu wọn, ibi ojú kan báyìí ni gbogbo wọn máa ń darí sí. Tẹ́ pé either by violence or any means they are ready to attain it. Even their elites will come openly, publicly to support violence. Nobody will hold them responsible. Now, the case of the Russia-Ukraine crisis is a very, very important litmus test for every freedom lover all over the world, that there are still some animals among humans that believe that do not believe in diplomacy. They don't respect diplomacy. They don't give a damn about your going up and down from court to court or going to international organizations to plea on behalf of your people. They believe in full monopoly of violence. They believe they have monopoly of violence, and they will exhibit it at any time, every given opportunity, which is the case in our country, where we so-called diplomatic people, lover of peace.
Yes.
While we are busy, advocating for peace and going up and down, I call us Yoruba people unity beggar, going up and down, soliciting for from the people who are supposed to be underneath us, soliciting them for help, soliciting them for advice, which should be the other way around. While they, on the other side, they will stand firm and throw violence and throw every form of. They will come publicly to basically just make nonsense of all our plea and diplomacy, throwing it back in our face, both in the face of our elite, the old people among us, who are the reason why we are here today. There was a time in the Yoruba land when there was something called contentment. Contentment stands for ni pé kéèyàn ní ìtẹ́lọ́rùn. Ó nígbà kan tó wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn àgbààgbà wa náà ló kọ́ àwa youth, the generation wa, láti rí pé contentment gan ò ṣe.
Kò sí mọ́.
Olúkàkú jà kó rí ara ẹ̀. tó bá jẹ́ pé o lè bó jẹ́ o lè gbórí ọmọ ọlọ́mọ fi ṣòwò ni, go ahead and do it. And they will come back home and people in the society will celebrate them. They will go on the street driving their Porsche car after using the same woman's daughter for rituals. They will come to her and spend money on her, and she'll be hailing them because we have lost our value, Yoruba land. Yoruba is going down the drain, whether we like it or not.
Amen.
Only if it is not about God, it is about we who are in the West that are not ashamed of ourselves, even after seeing, I'm in a country here, I'm in Azerbaijan. This country is advanced Nigeria, but at the same time, the government in this country, no matter how small they are, they're about a population of about 11 million. The government are in some way, they are united, they have the same language. The majority of them, at least 90% of them are natives of this land. With reference to what I'm talking about, the government have provided necessary facilities for his own people, no matter how fraudulent he is. He still makes sure that he still provides for his people. He is the worst thief in the world, but his people have good roads, they have light, they have transportation system, they have water running through their taps, they have access to credit, they have access to health, and the standard of living is very affordable for all the locals in the country. Though some of them might also not be contented, which is the problem that we have in the Yoruba land. Now, looking at our society as Yoruba people, going back to what I was talking about, our people in the West are part of our problem. We find a situation whereby somebody will live his whole life in Europe, and when you engage such a person in a fruitful discussion about the need for the Yoruba people to rediscover themselves and come back home and form a united front and have their own government, rule themselves, he will look at you in the face and tell you that Nigeria will be great again. One, unfortunately, the person you might be engaging might even be older than you, maybe in his 40s. And you'll be wondering that our old people told us that, we the young people don't have a sense of history. Where is the sense of the history of all these aged old people who do not really understand the history themselves, that they are propagating all around, telling us that we, the young people, have been denied access to history? If you go on the streets of Europe or in the Western country, take your random sample among Yoruba people especially. I'm talking to my people who have lost their sense of identity, and it is a big shame for young people like me in my mid-30s to 40, observing all these people in their non-entity, and the way that they continue to beg for unity, and the way that they reason in terms of in relation to the country, the contraction, Nigeria. So these are all my pain. I'm just going to say that this is more of like a lamentation, at the same time expressing my own view of all issues going down. Finally, I would like to say that the people we are dealing with, whether we like it or not, might continue to lie or deny the fact. They do not understand dialogue. They do not understand diplomacy.
And they don't have any sense of reasoning.
Law. They don't have respect for law and order. Naturally, their ethnicity is an ethnicity of violence and kill, bloodletting, grabbing, destroying people. That is what they understand. And until we Yorubas wake up to that fact, I see the future blood, but we have our neighbors, thank God. Every time I look at Biafra, every time I observe the Biafrans, I'm sorry to say, and the way they are united, no matter how rich how educated, how poor they are, they all have a common ideology, which is Biafra nation. If you take a sample of 10 Biafrans or 10 Igbo stroke South all over the world, 80% of them will tell you that they will stand on the ideology of Biafra.
True.
Which is lacking among us. You know, they have their own issues, of course, but there is one common goal, and that is the goal that drives all of them. That even tomorrow, when the chips come to shove, they will all throw away their differences and pick up the sticks and singlets that is required for them to fight for their freedom, and they will fight to the last man. Even the rich ones among them will come down and fight it.
True.
That is what we call a people. I regard them as a people united in ideology, regardless of their difference. I will end my discussion here, sir. Thank you very much.
I really appreciate your call, sir. God bless you, my brother. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, that's my brother from far place. Wow. Guys, I thank you all for staying with me tonight. Somebody is asking me a question online. And I want to try all my possible best to answer that person. And I will go to the question. Why is Mr. Erite blocking people that disagree with his views? You can disagree with my view if you are reasonable. And I can take your views, I pull it. But when I'm trying to educate you on something you don't know, and you don't have answers to, and you don't have a clue to, and you don't understand, and I try everything possible. Look, I used to be a teacher. If I teach you maths and physics, I teach you, I come to your level, I try to do everything to make sure you understand, and you don't understand. And instead of you behaving reasonable as if you want to learn, you feel you don't want to learn, I'll kick you out of my class. I won't send you away, I'll kick you out of my class. And that's me. The same thing, why should I be arguing with somebody who's not reasonable? So many people have come tonight and tell me their own opinion. And I did agree with so many of their opinion. Because they're reasonable. At least the platform have been better today. Because all those enemies of Yoruba that pretend to be Yoruba people, they're not here today. Because most of them has actually been blocked. So if I block you, it's because you're acting like an enemy of Yoruba Nation. And this platform is for Yoruba Nation. So if you want to be enemy of Yoruba Nation, you need to go and find a platform that is not for Yoruba Nation. And that is the way it is. Even on my YouTube, on my WhatsApp group, if you come and say good morning there, I'll take you out. Because it's not for good morning platform. It's a platform for serious-minded people that want to talk about Yoruba and Biafra politics. How to get ourselves out of the slavery mentality we are currently in. That is the reason I block people that are not reasonable. I block idiots. I don't block everybody. Some people, we're bound to disagree with what I'm saying. I'm bound to disagree with what you're saying. But when you are not being reasonable with the way you disagree, then there's a problem. I really appreciate you. At least you asked. I hope that answers your question. And I hope I've been reasonable enough to go through there. Okay. Bullies are not reasonable, so you must then shut them down. Yes, especially when they're bullies. The more nations that acknowledge us, the better. Dr. Benjamin, please put Nigeria in the shoe of the nation Russia is defending, not the nation starting against freedom to the Yoruba Nation, Plan B, Yoruba, Plan A, Yoruba Nation, Plan B, Yoruba Nation, Plan C, Yoruba Nation. Plan B is very, very, very important. In this struggle, we must not depend on US and UK. These people may betray us when Wala starts. Yes, that is true. I didn't know even Levy has actually answered. And let me explain something to you. I want to thank Jehovah, God, the Father, the Son, the Almighty, the Holy Spirit. I want to thank God. All those things that I said I do when it comes to special prayer, like the one Moses was doing, I do it for a lot of people, and we're getting results. And to the glory of God, I give God the glory. You understand? And if you disagree with the way I do that kind of thing, well, it's your belief. You don't have to believe in what I believe. You understand? You don't have to believe in what I believe. Maybe sometimes, maybe one day, maybe somebody might come online and give me testimony. If I can cover their face and change their voice, maybe they might want to give me testimony as to the level of how God has been answering prayers, because I look at them as prayers. I remember Baba Lost Kingdom. Baba, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I know you called me today and I didn't answer. I was on the WhatsApp, but I was so busy at that time. I was struggling with time. That's why I didn't answer, and I plan to call you back, but I didn't remember until I'm talking about you now. Baba Lost Kingdom will come online and said, Igbati Mose to wa leti odo. Nígbà tó fẹ́ kọjá. Right? Ipe eye tanra yin jẹ ogun ni. Ìgbà tó fẹ́ jẹ cementing the doorpost. Right? Nígbà yẹn ogun ni. Oguni. So if what just to move mud, don't splat into it and mold it and use it on somebody's eyes. What do you think he's doing? Ogidini. Shibola lo fun wa ni bo kini ewe ategbo. Ewe ategbo. Night of the Passover. Thank you. You Abi, if someone did not put the blood by the door, do you know what will happen to those people inside our house that day? Go and ask the grandparents, go and ask the Egyptian what happened to their great parents when the Israelites want to leave Egypt. Odo to the pupa kilepe locust to wa ṣebí àná pe lóyin àwọn fẹ́ pe oyin wa ọjọ́ gbàgbé ni. Christianity ò sí láyé ń gbà yẹn. All you need to do is to have faith in God and believe God and try to be nice. Even that time it was an eye for an eye. That time it was an eye for an eye. It was an eye for an eye. It is when Jesus come and say forgive 70 times. It makes a lot of sense. But when I look at it properly, I think maybe the European people wrote that kind of thing. Because they've offended us by taking us as a slave in the first case. So the only way we could forgive them is to put 70 times down a day. Not 70 times in a lifetime, but 70 times in a day. No matter what the master has done wrong to the slave, let me tell you one thing. What God have in stock is there. Nobody can change it. I know you guys know this song. He has promised he will never fail. I will honor him, I will honor him. He has promised he will never fail. His faithfulness is forevermore. His faithfulness is forevermore. If you don't know that song, go and learn it. God has promised to deliver Yoruba Nation. How he wants to do it is not my problem, because I am not as wise as God. And if you remember, I said, and so many people have said it, what will happen for Yoruba Nation to come quickly? I think it has started. And God in His mercy will perfect what He has started. Okay, let's see what this uncle or madam is writing. Let me Lope, let me show your comment. Yeah. That's true. Let's look at what this Kirsten S is writing. If you disagree with Nigerian government, they will imprison you or stop you from speaking or kill you. What is then between Heritage and Nigerian government that don't want anyone to say the truth? You know, I don't talk about Nigerian government that much. I don't do it. I talk about what is on ground. Because it's like me, I don't talk about witches and wizards. I don't have any business. It doesn't solve the problem. So that's why I don't talk about witches and wizards. I would prefer to talk about solution or something that pertains to me, something I can influence. I would prefer to talk about that rather than trying to talk about. I don't talk about Nigerian government. The truth is the truth. Yesterday we were educating people on Igbo's case. Some people were going against it. When I said it's not a matter of principle, it's not a matter of convenience that people should support the Mayegun's fundraising. Some people say it's a waste of money. I said, please don't call it waste of money. And they agree. And the person that didn't agree, I took the person out. If you post something, if you come here and antagonize another presenter, I'll take you out. Because this is not a platform where you come and antagonize another presenter. No, I don't want that to happen here. So that is some of the things that we need to do. Igbo's Monte is where the Dada met every year. Is where the Dada meet everywhere. Okay. Ethiopian is first country mentioned in the Bible, Genesis. So how come, if Christianity is an African thing, why did they have a white Jesus? You guys are going deeper into the Bible tonight. Let us not cause blasphemy, or like one of my brother will call it. And Nigeria know how to save lives. That looks like Koiki's handwriting. Yes, it looks like Koiki handwriting. You think I won't know my brother handwriting? You must be deceiving yourself. What does this icon mean? Oh. Surprisingly. I'm saying that for the first time. Okay. They have a white Jesus, so they tried to fool us, but now baby exactly. To the rest of the international community, there is nothing going on in Nigeria. It's just business as usual. We need to revolve, just like the answer, but heavier. Tony Dada also met at Agelu and Elmo Mountain. Omashio in damage our mode do agon, including myself. Seriously, including. Look, this Agumo I'm doing now. Maybe 1 year ago you give me 1 year ago you give me a Agumo, I will never take it. I'll tell my wife, Waluma Magumu. I won't. But maybe because of Yoruba Nation and I see how things are going and I start having belief in our own team. Even that time, I don't use paracetamol anyway. I don't use paracetamol, I don't use Panadol, I don't use ibuprofen, I don't use tablets. That time. I believe in my prayers. I use a lot of olive oil. And I use water. I use coconut. I use Miss Paris. I use the Michael. I use Grace. I use candle. Mulo kababa. Jero. Mulo. Puto adra. Mulo ero. Mulo eja. What has Guinness has to do with what we're talking about? You're talking about Guinness Book of Record. Is that what you're talking about? Guys, I think I'm going to go and sleep. You know what? Let me say something to you. There's one daddy that sent me a message today. Let me see if I can find that message quickly. Okay, I think. Okay, you know when I was talking about the P capsule yesterday, they said it's not tamoxifeno. They said it's tamsulosin tablet. That is the one that make you wee. Divine grace, divine favor, back to sender, solution, divine blessing. There are some of the perfume that are, yes, fantastic perfume. But let me tell you one thing. You can pray from now till Genesis come. If you don't have a clean heart, you're wasting your time. If you're wishing the next man evil, you're wasting your time. It will never, your prayer will never get answered. If you are deceiving people, your prayer will never get answered. So if you like, pray and bang your head. You will find out you're just wasting your time. Guys, so anybody, like I said yesterday, anybody that is on that tamsulosin thing, wow, we have so many pastors online tonight. Fantastic idea. Preach, pastors. Preach. Okay. Anybody that's on that tablet, tamsulosin capsules, if you're on that capsule and you want to win yourself off it, I have something as you're just going to use maybe once a week for about 4 months. And after the first 4 days of using it, you will never need to use that tablet anymore. Okay. Pure heart. He who lift up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitful, will not have anything to receive from Jehovah. These pastors are here today. Oh. Anyway, let's go home for tonight. Let's call it a day. Abba Remedy products work wonders. We work wonders at Abba Remedy. It is divine giving. Most of these things are divine giving, and I've actually checked it. Most of the things I do have been done in Nigeria by some people as well. Somebody said it means you are Alpha and Omega. How can I be Alpha and Omega? My God is the Alpha and Omega. My God. No. It means you are Alpha and Omega. How can a man be Alpha and Omega? How can, even when you assume that this is why you said I block people. But when you're not being reasonable, why won't I block you? Yourself. Why should you be saying a human being is Alpha and Omega? Have you ever seen a man? Anybody born of a man is an Alpha and Omega. Let's be realistic. And no. Jalili, don't anybody that says that to you, don't believe them. Okay, guys, let's save the data for tomorrow. Let's call it a day now, and then we can save the data for tomorrow. I want to appreciate you all. I want to thank you all for sparing me your time. You guys are robbing me of my sleep. I don't want to leave you guys, but I want to go to bed. I seriously want to go to bed. Guys, we had some few things to our line this week. I will quickly run it over to you. I'll run it down to you quickly. It's not much. We have this diabetes remedy that is which platform are you going to shut down? This one? Or food to fete? We have bedwetting, post-stroke anti-aging bedwetting. I think we have another name for it now. I have a proper name for it. Where is it? The new diabetes is powder. You pour it inside coconut water. Real coconut, or not the coconut in a carton. Coconut inside the shell coconut tin. Like this coconut, right? The water is what you use to make this one, and you won't have diabetes again. No, they won't release him. We will send him this thing. We'll send him this. We'll send our backyard this medication. And what has diabetes got to do? They will give him tablet. The tablet is using at home. He can use it in detention as well. Yeah, so guys, I love you, and àánú ẹ ló ṣe mí ló jẹ́ kí n bá ẹ dámọ̀ràn. Yeah, we've actually advertised it to Baba Tinubu Asiwaju. We advertised it to him, and he needs it. And some people were saying that picture with the wet thing at the back is Photoshop. But what people are asking is that, why did this change his garment between Aujale's palace and Alaki's palace? Why? The simple answer is that because the clothes is wet. Right. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow by the grace of God. One love. I love you all. Good night.
Fire. heritage ti dé. Herbal remedy ló sọ pé àìsàn ní ṣe wá. Ṣọ́múròrò àwọn ká pẹ̀lú ẹ̀dá o. Orí fífọ́ ò dáa. máa ń pa wá ó ṣe kókó fámọ́. diabetes ò dáa. lùmọ̀lẹ́gùn ò dára káyé má bá wọn jà o.
àbí o kàlàfíà àwọn máa ti fíafíà o. ilé iṣẹ́ Herbal remedy ṣe ń fọnrẹ́ rí ẹ pé ká tọ́jú ara wa pẹ̀lú àwọn òògùn ìbílẹ̀ tiwantiwa. egbògi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pọ́nbélé tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fáwọn onírúurú àìsàn bíi ẹ̀jẹ̀ ríru high blood pressure ìtọ̀ ṣúgà diabetes ẹ̀fọ́rí túlù migraine àwọ̀ká arthritis nárùn body inching ṣàmúlòrò àtẹ̀dá tó dààmú àwọn obìnrin Yorùbá natural Herbal remedy ló lè yanjú ẹ̀. manpower ọkùnrin làdá tó ń fáwọn ọkùnrin lágbára láti ṣojú ṣe wọn lọ́dọ̀ àwọn aya wọn. ọ̀sẹ̀ àánú náà wà Mercy Soap fún gbogbo ẹni tó fẹ́ràn àánú gbà. Herbal remedy láti lè ṣe Heritage TV London. ẹ lè rí àláwọ̀ àdírẹ́sì tó ń kọjá lójú wòran yìí tàbí kẹ́ ẹ pè nọ́mbà yìí +44 777 8957 893 lè ṣe Heritage TV London ló ń pariwo wípé àìsàn àtàrùn onífàgbọ́ ara wa ṣe bùgbé o.
lùmọ̀lẹ́gùn dára káyé má bá wọn jà o. Heritage TV. La, 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 la. Heritage TV.
Everybody in London, have you heard that Heritage Television has come up with something new? All your functions and celebrations can now be multi-camera live stream. That was only reserved for the rich and famous. Having a function in London can be viewed clean and clear immediately from any part of the world. Trust Heritage TV to give you a better reach. Heritage Television also does photography that will make you the envy of all your friends and family. Heritage Television is the best. All your functions like birthdays, funerals, weddings, church anniversaries or harvest. Heritage Television is the master. We are in the heart of London with an ultra-modern equipped studio. You can call us on 020-800-46100 or email us info@heritagetv.co.uk or mobile 0734 1234 560. Heritage Television will do you proud.